That has been quite an awkward couple of minutes. I can see when people start coming in and watching the show, so I can see there's a 0 view count on there now. Hopefully you guys have just got my live notifications on Facebook letting you know what's going on. For those of you that are joining in, maybe watching back later on replay, this is a part of episode 26. I'll explain what happened when we get a few viewers coming in just a second. I'm going to send some messages off on my phone because I know there's a few live viewers that normally tune in have just been messaging me, so hopefully I can send the word and get that out there. We've had a bit of a calamity technologically today, so here we go. Let me just see if I can send these messages out. Got a new video going now. Check out Easy 8. Still no viewers at the moment. Easy 8. Channel. Boom. Let's see if people get that. Hopefully they do. Oh, nightmare. Yeah. Aha! Adrian, welcome back. Hey man, thanks very much. So you can see me okay and you can hear me okay. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I'm just going to wait for a few more viewers to come on in. If you're watching now, just let me know that you're in live watching. That'd be great. And I'll explain to everybody what I think has just happened. I was trying to tell everybody. There he is, Dave Lester. Evening. Hi, man. Thanks again for coming along. Yeah, well, that's quite a disruption. Crazy. Again, just going to wait for a few more. I was trying to let people know via messages, typing it in on YouTube. Basically, the internet dropped for the area. Weirdly, still appears to be working on some devices in the house. But yeah, it just dropped. Tried to reconnect and couldn't. And then, of course, they just cut the whole video off. So now we've got 2 parts of episode 26. But that is, of course, the love of a live show. There's Luke there. That wouldn't be special without some tech problems. Absolutely. I don't mind the occasional tech problem. It's all part and parcel of it. It's kind of fun. It's just annoying when it takes ages to get back up and running again. I'm hoping that maybe there's some people that just need to see that live video I put out on Facebook, and then we'll get rolling. And then later on, I'm going to do my very best to see if I can, edit the 2 videos together and have it just on one thing, because that'd be a bit frustrating otherwise. Well, you know, these things. This is a live show. I mean, it's a club. It's not like a telly show or anything like that, is it? Whatever. Crazy. So we have been having problems with our internet provider here. I'm not going to go into details about who or anything like that. There's no need for any of that business or shenanigans. Basically, the line in and out, it isn't as good as it should be. So me and my housemates have been trying to improve the line, talking to engineers, and they just never get here. We've been waiting for 6-7 weeks now, and they just never get here. So my housemate's actually upstairs now talking to them via their chat. I said, have you just cut us off? He's like, no, I'm still talking to them. Bizarre. Checked our router, it's all working fine and whatever, but I think that there was a momentary drop across the whole street. It was being a bit ticky last night as well, so hopefully everybody can work it out. I'm hoping that maybe we can get some people to come back in. Normally we had about 7 viewers before we dropped out there. Just make sure that they get back to the YouTube channel Central, Easy 8 Central, so they can click on the new video and pick it up from there. I'm going to crack on, just do a little bit of painting. I'm going to check in. Maybe you guys, if you wouldn't mind, just help the community out. Maybe just go and drop some messages in, or head on over to Facebook or the YouTube page or whatever, and just see if you can bring some people in. Will be really, really helpful. So that they don't miss out on anything. I was just going to start painting some bits and pieces. Yeah. Shame. Wow, these things, they happen, right? So, hi Dave, thanks for coming along. Cheers, mate. I see you there. Right, so I'm just going to start applying by brush this ink shader that you normally put through the airbrush, but I'm just gonna do a little bit of detail work with it by brush. Still only got a couple of people in the chat there. 2 viewers, 3 people in the live chat. weird experience today. Cool. I will head over to my workbench so that as and when people join in, everyone, everywhere can see what I'm doing. Because I have got this shader, I am actually bringing out my hard palette. Just before all the technical issues came in and cut us off, I was just talking about how I don't really use these very much. One of the rare cases where I actually do use them. So yeah, what I'm going to try and do is get this black shader in and around the carapace sections on these Carnifex guns here. Stafford, ooh, found you. Hey man, cool. Yeah, we got more people coming in. Spread the word, get people out there. There's a few people. I think Leslie and Jeff were also watching. They're not back in yet, I don't think. If you can find them, maybe drop them a line or something. See if you can get them to go back to Easy 8 YouTube channel and then click on the new live video. Yeah, it all went completely catastrophic just then. It happens occasionally. It happens occasionally. I did try to let you know using my data on my phone to get in contact with you on the last episode video, if you like, but then the connection completely dropped and I wasn't able to write you any more messages. If this ever happens, that is the thing to do. Just go straight back to the YouTube channel, see if you can find a live video. This paint's on so dark and rich. It's really good. I like this colour. Also means that because it applies quite well on the brush, if there's areas that you miss or want just a little bit more intense in certain areas, you can just kind of go in there, add it in. I see that our view count's gone up to 5. Hopefully that's more people back in now. We're also expecting Darren. Darren joined us as well. I don't think he's back in. Nightmare, absolute nightmare. Just check my phone, see if I've had any more messages. It's crazy. What's going on? I'll click on this and I will forward this message. Forward it. I will forward this to everybody who I know needs it. Crazy. I love a little technical problem. Why not? I've learned to stop cursing them now and be so scared about it. It is what it is. Now it's just a part of it. There we go. That's as many people as I think I can remember. Hopefully you guys get back in. Six viewers in. Yeah, I can see the view count going up. You might find as well that as I've been running live, you might be able to fast forward. I know I did that on my computer. I've got another one running upstairs where my housemate's watching, and with the new video was able to fast forward, so it was a bit behind. You might do that, you might not. I don't know how it's going to work for you. It's been a bit mental. Do let me know if you just tuned in and you haven't already. Let me know if you're back in there watching us. It'd be nice to know that everything's okay and you're all safe and sound. I probably should adjust my focus, not my focus, but my view here. Let me just bring the camera down a little bit. Oh, there we go. I'm a little bit far away. I want to come in a bit closer. Cool. I don't have to worry about framing so much. Leslie's found it. Yes, I'm here. Sorry that happened to you, dude. Yeah, man, it happens. It's fine. Oh, 8 viewers. Back up to 8 viewers. Yeah, cool. I'm glad you're all back with us now. Fantastic. Yeah, basically, the internet just dropped. I don't know why. There were a few items that were working in the house. I think it's actually for this street or for this area. It was running really slow and sluggish last night. My computer is absolutely fine running it. Normally it's my computer that struggles with lots of detail and stuff going on the screen, but I've sorted all those problems out a long time ago, and I'm looking at my frame rates. My CPU usage is well below the norm. It's doing really well tonight. I think it was just the internet just dropped. Tries to automatically reconnect. It didn't work, and after a little while it just cuts the stream, and that was just as I typed in, "Hey guys," trying to let you know into the live chat, but then yeah, the video was taken away from me. No. Yeah, a bit catastrophic, but it hasn't stopped me from doing what I'm doing, and that of course is painting. No, not a big deal. Shame it happened on episode 26. But yeah, I heard a little noise in my headphones doing bloop. I was like, that is very unusual. I've not heard that noise before. Looked up and it was trying to reconnect. So you didn't miss anything. I noticed straight away. But these things happen, man. It's a live show. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm just gonna kind of give it a little bit now before you guys come back in. Let me know when you're back in. Let me know when you're watching. Our view count's gone up to 8. It's gone down to 6. There's probably people, you know, kind of milling around, trying to sort some bits and pieces out. Let me know when you're back in and reconnected. I can see that Adrian, Dave, Luke, Stafford, Leslie, I can see that you're all watching. We're probably waiting for Jeff. We're probably waiting for Darren. Let me know. So yeah, this is going really well. This is a really nice way to apply the shader. I didn't think it was going to be so good because it's sold, it's advertised as almost strictly for airbrushes. Every time I watch something about it, it's for airbrushes, man, it's for airbrushes. Surely you can apply it with a brush. You can. And it's going to stay wet for some time. It's not like your normal sort of acrylic colour, so it's going to yeah, you're going to be able to blend it for quite some time. It takes about 24 hours to dry totally, but you can see here the colour saturation difference between here and say over here. So if I wanted to, I could add a bit by brush, and if I wanted to just further enhance a line in there, then I could just apply it by brush. Yeah, cool. But I'm happy with that. I don't want to go too mental with it because I'm probably going to feather and blend these weapons a little bit anyway. I might choose to just bring this colour up a little bit on some of these larger ones. Yeah, just bring it up. So I've got a little bit something to blend into. Can feather in. Yeah. And a thing that I've really learned with painting, especially lately, is don't be too precious about it. If you're going to make a mistake, that's fine. But you can always go back over it anyway. Yeah, Leslie says, best mentality to have. Why this live stream of yours? One reason is actually really good. Thanks, man. That's really nice of you to say. Share the word, share the love, get more people involved. I'd love to extend this community out to other people, to more people. Yeah. I do think that I want to get a little bit more colour, perhaps just in the head plate things up here. Oh, careful now. Gonna ruin all the work I've done already. Yeah, just add that little line in there, bit of additional definition. Checking everything's running okay on the, yeah, everything's running fine, fantastic. hard to see what I'm doing there, I can appreciate. Just, yeah. All I want to do is just get a bit more sort of richer ink colours just underneath the plates on the head there, just to kind of give them that sort of really dark borderline colour, just so we could just better identify the individual plates on the head. I'm really liking it. It's looking really good. It's going well. Cool. I'm probably going to do all the additional bits by brush now. So I know that these legs could benefit with the spray, but actually I'm going to do it by brush, just because of where it is, in the forearms as well, and there's all the little spikes, little bits and pieces on it, etc. Still only got 6 viewers in there, so I'm going to carry on as if that's our full complement. Hopefully the rest of you get the messages. I've got some people coming in now. What's this? Have a little check here. Got people giving me thumbs up. Leslie saying, cheers buddy, excellent. Yeah, wonderful. I'm so sorry about that. It's just one of those things. It happens. Yeah, more thumbs up. Brilliant. Yeah, just for those of you that didn't know or didn't catch it, just think the internet dropped for the whole street or for the area. We have been having problems occasionally with it. Nothing really that bad. I think that was just a chance encounter. A shame that it happened tonight. If it happens again, I'll have one more go. I'll do another video. Just go straight to the YouTube Central. That's what I call it. You know, where all the channels are listed. Find the current live one. Hit click play. That's what I'll try and do. If it's going to carry on like that, I'll head over to Facebook. I'll put an announcement up and I'll just call it. It will be a shame. Oh, excuse me, if it comes to that. Because it's episode 26. I can't believe it. Can't believe it would happen on episode 26. What a nightmare. But hey, live shows for you. Ah, found you, says Jeff. Hi. Yeah. 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 It happened. It happened again. Cool. Let me just bring up my running order there so I can see what it is that I was talking about, because everything just went mental. And we'll talk about what everybody else is doing. And I'll run over a little bit at the end again, like, you know, like I do. I don't like to cut it short just because there was a technical problem. Whatever. I'm easy. Brilliant. Cool. So, yeah. It dropped here. Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, so because obviously, yeah, for those of you that don't know, Jeff Lacey's my dad, lives in the same town as I do. So you're saying that the internet dropped out at your end as well? Yeah, it must have just been like a flick. I ran upstairs, I put it on pause here, ran upstairs to go see my housemate. I was like, are you doing something you shouldn't be? He's like, no, everything's running fine. And the computers that were running upstairs were absolutely fine. It all started running a bit sluggish and then it all kicked back off again. It was absolutely fine. Okay, cool. So it must have just been like a boop, a click. So apologies, but we're here. We're back again. The only person we seem to be missing is Darren. Oh, sorry, Darren. And then he drinks tea. Because, yeah. So sorry. Anyway, let's move on as if it never happened, and hopefully Darren will find us. So yeah, please do let me know what you are working on. Obviously, Jeff did say that he was working on some bits and pieces, so he's working on a tree, but or a secret thing. Then I ruined it, and then Leslie was like, "It's absolutely fine." I'm like, "Cool." And then Adrian said, "Oh, sorry." Luke said that he was working on some Sisters of Battle, but the rest of you who are watching there, painting away, I would like to know what it is you're doing tonight. Because it's a club, share your work and be proud. I'll pop that over there because it's kind of in the way. And whenever I bring in something really white and bright, the brightness levels automatically adjust, and it just becomes a little bit more difficult to see what it is I'm doing. So you can see here, I've been using this ink shader by brush, applying it to the carapace sections on these guns, on this kind of effects here. I am going to apply it by hand, by brush, sorry, not by hand, finger paint it, yeah, onto the leg sections here. Not something I really wanted to do. I do prefer the effect of trying to feather it in with the airbrush, but it's just too fiddly. So got a bit on the brush, and then basically I'm just gonna work my way right up nice and tight, right to the edge where I want it. Get that really intense appearance where it kind of runs in like a normal wash would. Treat it like a wash, but try to be a bit more controlling with it. And you get that really defined fine line, and then I can just kind of tease it out a little bit. because if you look at all the other plates, that black line comes out a little bit. Adrian says, I did say, but I'm working on my big cat. Oh yeah, cool. Sorry, I didn't see it in the confusion of everything going on. And my apologies. You finally got started on there. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm glad to see. Stappen says, I'm painting some more Panzer IVs. Yes, me actually painting. Brilliant. Excellent. I love Panzer IVs. My favourite tank. I think they're really cute. Brilliant. I'm looking forward to actually being able to meet a lot of you sometime soon in the future, and we can have some games and share model painting things. Yeah, it's gonna be brilliant. Actually looking forward to having normal society at some point. It'll be cool. And that brings me on to one of the points that I wanted to talk about today. We spoke about it a little bit last week, but obviously we're talking about Easy 8's. Not really a merge, but it's more like a collaboration on an idea at the moment. Leslie is in the chat right now, so you feel free to chat amongst each other and share some ideas. Last week we were talking about having an online games club. We don't know how it's going to work, but we want it to be something. We want it to be new. And if you've got ideas on how to help make that work, then please chuck in your suggestions, because Leslie and I are all ears. It's not going to be an Easy 8 thing, it's going to be Leslie's thing, but Easy 8 are going to be here for the ride all the way along, helping and supporting, because we've got an existing platform. We want to make it online, because it will be cool. Why not? It'll be very difficult to do it, so we're looking for some original ideas, some fun ideas, make something a bit different of it. And it might just be that that we set up a games club somewhere. So obviously for now it will be a fairly local thing, which is fine. And then as it grows, we can start getting some really harebrained ideas. And it might just be that we start putting, you know, videos up of game evenings and things, and just kind of sharing them on YouTube, and then maybe going around to conventions and setting up proper games clubs across, you know, wider networking areas. That'll be really exciting. But I'm really looking forward to making something new, making something that doesn't exist. You think, like, how can you do an online games club? It sounds like a silly thing to do because you need to be in the same room. But it just takes a little bit of a thought and someone to have a bit of a harebrained idea one day, and then see where it goes. That's what happened with Easy 8. That's how it got born. It came from that. So, you know, anything can happen. And it might just be that it's just a local thing for now. That's okay. That's fine. So yeah, Adrian says, internet on this side, China's fan. Yeah, probably. Different link. Weird stuff. So I've already started to notice that this is much harder to control than it is by airbrush, obviously. So this isn't a desired effect that I think I'm going to pursue for very long, but obviously the better I get at it, at applying it with airbrush, the less I'll have to focus by using a paintbrush here. But it's still working pretty well. You can still see that there's definition and detail going in there. I'm just trying to just tease the color out and fade it off as we go, and I know that while it's wet, and it will stay wet for some hours, that I can blend it nice and easy with the grey. So if I bring it right out, it doesn't matter too much, because I can just affect it with the grey when I go to do those highlights and things, and just kind of blend it back in, control that color. I'm also trying to get some black into the cracks and splits. Looks a bit untidy at the moment. Yeah, but yeah, we'll get it sat in there. Comments going in. Leslie says, thank you again for the shout out, dude. It really is appreciated. Also, not painting tonight, creating another giant chaos spawn. I've got a hiccup, sorry. Also, getting materials in over a week's time to start my ideas. Fantastic. You're more than welcome. It's not out of my way, or, you know, doing anything extra special. That's what this channel is all about, is providing a community. It's free. Maybe in the future there'll be money involved to make it better, but, you know, we have regularly somewhere between sort of 6 to 12 viewers at a push. The views go through the roof through the week, But actually watching live is actually quite small. It's a small community at the moment. It's humble, it's a hobby, it's fun. So yeah, I'm not looking for any kind of payment or anything. It shouldn't be about that. It's a hobby, it's for fun. And you're more than welcome, because we all do it for the same reasons, and that's we love to play games and paint models and stuff. So yeah, cool, whatevs. Really struggling to get this bit painted in here. It's really at a weird angle, so I'm just going to be bold and just kind of go in, knowing that actually it's a really difficult part of the model to see, so it doesn't need to be all that good, as long as it doesn't look too untidy. Nothing that draws the eye to it, where you can start going, what's going on in there? It's a bit messy, really. Not entirely happy with that, but I'll neaten it up with some grey later. And just a little bit up in the top there. I've got one of my really fine sable brushes. This is just one that I found. I think Dad gave it to me in a big pile a while ago. It's really good for this sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, tell you what's in the way. It's that light. Keep on knocking it with the paintbrush. Cool. Right. Last little bit. Come on. Come on. Oh, I'm messing it up. Something rotten. Wow. That was awful. Right, well, there we go. So that leg's now defined. We're getting somewhere. Let me do this leg here, and then I'm going to take a little break because, yeah, a bit over-focused now, So starting from the top, if you can see it properly, there we go. Then starting from the top, I'm just going to drop it in. Doesn't matter about being neat at the moment, my hands are quite shaky now. Just drop it in against that line, and it does run in, like I say, capillary action, if you like a wash. Try and not treat it too much like a wash. Tease it out a little bit. Let it run back to where it wants to. I like my black to come out a little bit further on some of these larger plates. Bring it out a little bit, make it a little bit unnatural. Sorry, or natural. Random, that's the word I'm looking for. There we go. And a drop of this really does go really quite far. I'll feather it in a bit with neatening it up with a grey colour. There we go. Might just drop a bit more in there, just make that a bit more intense. Oh, just realised that as I'm painting it, can't see it, the claw was in the way. My apologies. Cool. If you're playing around with the ink shade as well, because they are acrylic, you could be playing around with other products to affect them. So you could use sort of mediums and things like that as well if you wanted to make glazes. It'd be quite interesting to see what a glaze does with an ink. Just very experimental at that point, really. You could try using thinners and flow improvers to see how they kind of react and move around. I've not really played around with anything like that yet, so don't know if I really need to. I think there'll be a lot of brush work, really. I was really happy with its application with the airbrush. It's just one of those things that I need to practice at to get a bit better at it. I'm being really quite untidy and neat with this now. Yeah. I think I've blocked my brush up a little bit. Just wash that out. Also running out a little bit on the palette, but I've only got a couple of little lines to go, so I don't want to waste any more by dropping too much on there. There we go. I found that going like on the carapace, going around the spikes with a little bit of shade, just a little bit, and then feather and blend later on with your original colours, just helps sort of isolate and identify them a little bit more, gives them a little bit of focus. So I'm just going to put that around there like that for now. You can see like a little ring around it if you like. It looks a little bit crude and a little bit bold at the moment, but in a minute it won't look half bad at all. There we go. Yeah, looks a bit shabby, a little bit untidy. Oh, excuse me, I did another hiccup. But that is because it is just starting to dry up on the palette, and I just didn't want to get any more out. It's okay. There we are. That's okay, that's fine, that's good. Oh, I've got a couple of little creases and cracks up there. Maybe I will get a little bit out. Oh goodness, going back on my word. Stafford says, Adrian, panther or tiger? If I remember right, it is a king tiger in 1/35th scale. I've got all the wheels for my 1/35th. Panther just sat down here on the side waiting to go, but I'm just having a little break from the Panther. I like to mix it up a little bit. I'm not like one of those really cool guys like James, who watches us sometimes from LPJ Models, who just kind of knocks them out really professional standards so quickly. Very jealous of your skills and your abilities. Yeah, I'm not that good. Not yet, anyway. Give me time. I want to be. Aspire. Aspire for perfection, huh? Yeah, again, looks a little unneat and untidy, but that is fine at this stage. So I'm going to come back in with some grey, neaten it, feather it. Wonderful. Cool. Trying to overhandle the rest of the model, because I started noticing like just there, a little white spot just there. You probably can't see it. That's just where I think I've worn the plastic. Yeah, worn the paint away from the plastic. Right, gonna let that settle for a minute because I think I'm giving myself a bit of an headache with all the stress and pressure of the show. Cool. What a lovely cup of tea. Normally about now we take a break, but we already had a bit of a break, so what I'll do is I'll have one a bit later. We'll give it like another 15 minutes or so, and then we'll do our intermission, and then I'll run on past the end of the show a little bit just to make sure that you guys get the most out of this episode. So some ideas then. What I'll do, I'll come back away from the workbench and I'll talk about some of the ideas that I've had about the games club that we can do. So here we go. Cool. Let that just set on my Carnifex. So having an online games club could be really interesting and really new. I don't think there is anything that's really like that out there. You do have battle reports and things like that, and that's all cool. I love battle reports, but if it's already been done, do you need to do more of it? Just a bit of oversaturation in the market that already exists. Dice Sagas do a really interesting and really unique thing where they kind of do a battle report on games that they've played, but they make them into stories, and that's really cool. And Kyle and I always rave on about the narrative side of games. We really love that. I think that's really special because beyond the tournament aspect of a game, beyond the competitive nature of it, it's a story, it's an element, it's an immersion, it's an escapism, like a book. You know, that there's a story that develops and you have characters, and that's what we do, that's what we play. So yeah, being able to turn that into a story, you should be able to write a book by the end of a campaign. I think that's a brilliant idea. But of course, Dice Sagas do that. If you're interested in what Dice Sagas do look in the comments, or not the comments, the description of this video, sorry, and you'll find, I think, right at the bottom at the moment, there's a link down there to their YouTube channel. Hit that, takes you straight on over. Go and have a look at what they're doing. They're really cool. So yeah, what else could we do? Well, I think that we could make it live if that's the easy 8 take on it, because everything that we do here is all live. That's kind of the fun of it all. So you could do live, but maybe we could do editing. I know that Leslie was talking about doing videos, wants to have a YouTube presence. We do videos on there. So maybe as a part of the games club where they actually physically meet, and if they can't physically meet, there is an online aspect where we use Tabletop Simulator, etc. But anything that we can film and record and edit, actually make just fun and exciting, relatively short, I reckon, under half an hour videos, maybe 20 minutes videos of just kind of the fun aspects and give an idea of what actually took place in a game. So for example, if we spent 3 hours playing a game of 40k, standard size, everyone has fun as normal, go around and film it all and then kind of edit it, and it's almost like a summary of events that happened, all the highlights, like if you missed a football match a couple of nights ago and you come back and you watch all the highlights, you don't get to watch the whole thing, you want to be there for the whole thing, but you get to see all the cool stuff. What can you do to make it different, make it interesting? Perhaps we can have additional videos on how to make terrain. I know that Leslie is very, very keen to have a large stock and supply of terrain and scenics and things and tables and battle mats for virtually every game that you can possibly think of. It's going to be a long time building up to that, of course, because that all requires time and capital, and if you're just trying to start something friendly, then it's got to start somewhere humble, just like Easy 8 did, and still is. So by building up slowly, you might be able to have workshops that are videos live, pre-recorded, edited, however you want to, and then in turn those videos become tutorials on how to make, or inspirational videos on how to build certain types of terrain. I've got a lot of ideas that are coming out. Unfortunately, they are all top secret. They're going to require a lot of planning, but I've got another side of Easy 8 that is going to look into that side, and maybe that's where we collaborate. But being able to do videos, making terrain that then becomes stock and supply for the games club, being able to take that away to conventions becomes another aspect of what that business, if you want to call it that community does. Go to conventions, make terrain, use it in games and whatever. Suddenly there's a slight unique tail to that. Any other ideas, any other suggestions that you've got, I think it'll be really, really cool. Make something new, make it special, make it unique. It doesn't matter if it's crazy, doesn't work and whatever. Eventually something mental just suddenly finds a seat and it goes, this is where we're doing it. And that's what Easy 8 was. I didn't know what Easy 8 was going to be when I first started out. It was just to do something. It was to bring the community closer to the hobby and the people that also participate in it. Leslie has said that the main idea I had was to have games that aren't necessarily in your typical games, like your Trigon tunnels, and having a whole battle made with that. Tunnels instead of open terrain. Yeah, I totally agree. It could be anything as standard and simple. It could be really weird and crazy things. It could be, one of the things I put up on Facebook is, what about making a game? There are so many third-party companies out there that provide really cool models that don't actually have a place in the game. They're just cool models inspired. Maybe originally they were set up as proxies or replacements for certain games that we all know and love, and that's fine, that's cool. I've actually got some from Puppets War. Check those guys out, they're brilliant. But I think they actually do have a game now, but they've kind of made, except put things and rules in place and whatever. But buy models, make your own models, make your own game. Can we, as a community, make our own game? How cool would that be? That would be amazing. If we go and get models from all these third-party suppliers, maybe we go, what are all the elements that we really enjoyed from Warhammer 40,000, from Infinity, from Malifaux, from all the games that we know, and kind of take all those best bits. Don't take the IP that other companies have, because that's just fraud. But take the elements of gameplay that you like and go, how can we make this into this game? Do we play it on D6s? Do we play it on D10s? Do you want a 100% system, so using 2 D10s? How can you make the game immersive? Is it big? Is it small? Is it individuals? Is it a squad? Then make your own world. That's something special. Making a community-based game that then can be put out there for the masses. That would be something really, really cool and unique. Ideas? Get in touch with Leslie, with me. Yeah, chat amongst yourselves, it'll be fine. Leslie's gone on to say that, but also futuristic streets with hard turn alleyways and more interesting and specifically set. But yes, making games is something I'm interested in. I'm totally for it. Yeah, a games club. Bring your ideas. See what people think. I don't think that there's a wrong answer. I don't think that there's anything that should be considered not right. When you're trying to create something new and exciting, brainstorm, put every idea out there, because it might just be that that has a small piece that is needed to finish off the whole thing later on. So yeah, you can talk about it on our Facebook account. You can chat about it here in the live chat, talk to me about it, get in contact, whatever. One of the things that I really want to do with Easy 8, and I was talking about it last week, I just haven't had the time with work, is to set up a Discord server. I really wanted to have it done for this week because it would have been special for episode 26, but it's been a nightmare of an episode anyway, with all the technical problems earlier on. But I would really like to have a Discord server for us set up, so that the show will run as always, as normal. Come along, chill out, be peaceful, get involved in the live chat if you want to. But for those people that really do want to get involved, maybe as an after hours thing, we will have a Discord channel where people can just drop in. I'll get involved, I'll host it all, and then you guys can actually chinwag and chat it all out. In the future, maybe that'll become like a premium thing for people. Maybe people might have to pay money for it. I don't really want to do it like that, but maybe it'll be like a higher class of customer can come along to the Discord server. I don't really know. For now, I just think it's kind of cool to open it up to everybody. Whatever. I'm open to some suggestions. Luke did get in contact with me. Hi, Luke. Did get in contact with me earlier on in the week. Unfortunately, sorry, mate, I've just been so busy. I know I replied to you and said, I'll be in touch. I've been up and down the country. But he did say that that you have got some skills in Discord. I don't have a clue. So yeah, I'll be in touch with you. It's a community that you are a part of, so I'm quite happy to let the community help get me set up on that one, be a part of it as well. And yeah, we'll bring Discord to the Easy 8 community, and we can actually start chatting and having some fun on there. What do you think? I think these are all great ideas. I'd love to know what you think about it. Get involved in the live chat, visit Facebook, let me know, drop it in the comments, let me know what you think. Right, I'm going to head on back over to my Carnifex for a couple of minutes before we disappear and have a quick break. And maybe you can let these ideas mull and stir around inside your brains. Where is my workbench? Here it is. Cool. It's my Spider-Man mug. I love Spider-Man. My tea looks really milky under here. It really isn't that milky. I'm not a heathen. Cool. Right, so I had, at the beginning of this evening, put some grey paint in my palette, and I've still got that over here. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start applying it gently to the areas that I've just applied with ink, and then let's see if I can start blending it a little bit. I'll apply a little bit of water to that. It's a little bit thick. Cool. Right, let's see where this takes me. Trying to handle it as little as possible. A little bit of paint here, and I'm just gonna start neatening up these edges. So where I put a little bit of ink into the splits and recesses, just neaten up the edges on that. Might be that the paint's a little too wet. Now what I do, once I've got like a bit of a base of this colour on there, is I just start to feather towards the edge, if you like, and feather it in. It's got a bit heavy there. Just remove most of that. There we go. And then start feathering. It doesn't matter if it's too watery, because it just kind of adds to that blending effect. If you can see, it starts to fade it in a little bit. Can you see that? I do actually have a couple of rogue bristles on this brush. That actually kind of helps on this particular technique. Just slice up the edge, the outline of that ink there. Try to keep that effect nice and random. Not going too heavy. And then bringing it back towards the edge. And then what I do is I just bring it in nice and close. Nice tight line right up to the edge of that sort of split. And what that does then is it just leaves the recess dark and shaded. little bit heavier than what I'd like. I'll soften it up a little bit as we go on. Jeff says, pit fighting is such a simple idea. Create your fighter and fight for gold and glory. Love it. Brilliant. What a great idea to actually have some terrain that is pit fighting. Gladiatorial stuff. I love all my laser guns and sci-fi spaceships or whatever. Can't leave the world of fantasy behind though, can you? There we go, lovely. It's a little bit neater. Wonderful. And now I'm just going to keep on doing this all the way down. It's very much a learning curve. All the way. And I've noticed because I've been applying it by brush, these little bits here are quite darker and more intense than the rest of it. So I might be that later on I'll come back, wait for this all to dry overnight, and I might come in with a really thin glaze of grey and just apply it over the whole thing just to soften that down again, because it might be a little too punishing. But as it dries it might fade, so you need to kind of give it some time. And like I say, because it's one of those products that requires a long time to dry, if I start applying glazes to it now, I'm just going to dilute it and mess with it, and I don't want to do that. Quite like it when the brush starts to run out of paint. If I get into this feathering, because obviously it gets a little bit softer, but the trick is just to learn when you've got no paint left on your brush. Am I just moving stuff around and ruining what I put on there? Go back in with a bit more. There we go. There you go. I see the effect difference already. I like to get a little bit of the ink in there as well, kind of just drag it back a little bit, it blends in, really adds to the effect. And I'm just fading in that little line around the bottom of the spike, just so it just identifies it, just makes it stand out a little bit. I'm not going to pay an awful lot of attention, I just want it to be, hey, there's a spike here. Cool. So, look, it's 8:15. At this point, we quite often have ourselves a little intermission. So, yeah, let's have a little break. Let's have a little pause. If you need to go and stretch your legs and get away from the calamity of this evening's events, please take the opportunity to do so now. Go to the bathroom, get yourself a fresh cup of tea or a beer or something, whatever is easy on your Friday evening. But most importantly, go and change your paint water. Go and do it now. Don't have dirty paint water. What's wrong with you? Don't be like me. Anyway, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. You know the drill. See you shortly. Cheers. welcome back. Hope you had a nice interval. I did change my water, but I've instantly put grey paint in it and I made it dirty again. But you should always change your paint water, right? Always do change it. Cool, right, we're back. A little off schedule because if you've only just arrived, we've had some technical problems. The internet took a very brief but disruptive hit in this part of my town. So yeah, we're in a part 2 video from earlier. But hey, 6 months, we're back. Cool. Love to know how you're getting on this evening. This is a club after all. Done a lot of talking, done a lot of problem solving. Let us know how you're getting on with all your projects. We've got Adrian is doing his 135th King Tiger. We've got Stafford is doing his little bitty tanks and his Panzer IVs. We've got Sisters of Battle being completed by Luke. And who else have we got going on in there? Leslie said he's not painting anything, but he's making some stuff, some chaos, plague things. Gross. Snot things. Yeah, let us know what you're up to and how you're getting on. And if you need any help, ask the community. That's what we're here for. If you're new here, this isn't a tutorial channel. It's just a club where people can come along, chat live, get some motivation, and just generally have a little bit of company while you're painting from whatever remote part of the world you are in. Cool, that's what we're here for. Do obviously check us out on Facebook. I'm trying to point at the things at the bottom. I can never get it. For goodness sake, there it is. Somewhere along there. We've got Facebook, we've got Instagram. Head on over and give those a check out. If you like what we do, of course, you can always like and you can follow as well. And if you wouldn't mind also subscribing to this channel, really helps us out and makes this channel thrive. So yeah, do it now. Thanks very much. Cheers. Cool. My camera still does that thing where it goes up and it goes back down. I'll sort that out as soon as I can. So sorry. Very unprofessional. So yeah, lots of ideas that we've had, that you've had brought to the group. Cool. Let's make something special with Easy 8 and other ideas in the future. I challenge you to next week and maybe the week after as well. Bring someone new along. Bring someone who doesn't necessarily get a chance to do the hobby that they like, or bring someone along who isn't a part of the hobby and has just shown some interest. Maybe bring them and kind of introduce them to something and be like, hey, put the video game down. Come and play with the community over here and actually get involved. Or maybe it's get someone away from working so hard. Hey, come and chill out and relax. In the UK, we're not allowed to have you over in our houses at the moment, so maybe just kind of show them the channel and kind of bring them over. I don't think we're going to be able to even next week. It's like the 17th, I think, that we're allowed to do it. So maybe in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, I challenge you for the next 2 weeks to spread word of Easy 8, build on the community, get us known a bit more, get some more subscribers. The more people that we've got, the more people that we'll share to, and we'll spread like a virus. Sorry, tasteless. Anyway, I'm going to take you over to the workbench and show you what I've got. Oh, Stafford said a comment. Stafford says, I'm done painting, but I've had a pint of King Goblin, so I'm staying to be social. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. Yeah, do stick along. Put some photos of your stuff on Facebook. Do it. Do it now. Let us know. We want to see it. Inspire the community. So yeah, basically what I've been doing is I've just been feathering in all those black lines. I'm not sure if I've brought the black down far enough, so I'm just gonna let it kind of dry tonight, see how I feel about it. That might be more than enough. I think it's probably enough. I've still got to do lots of highlighting and various other effects, so it's probably enough. I'm just trying to neaten it up as I go. So I've got a bit of grey in my palette over here. Just make sure it's the right consistency, just a tiny touch of water. If you haven't already been using wet palettes, do get a wet palette. They are amazing. They stretch your paints out so far. Darren says, hi, I'm back again. Brilliant. Hi, mate. I'm so sorry about the problems that we had earlier on. Like, literally, go back in the video and I've explained it a couple of times what went wrong. It wasn't my fault. It really wasn't my fault. It was something that was beyond my control. I'm really sorry that it's kind of messed everyone around. But we're here. We're just here for the community, right? The stuff's in. You haven't missed nothing special. So I'm going on replay if you want to go and see it again. Leslie says, Nurgle. Nurgle loved that joke. You're welcome. I'm sorry. Just... yeah, is it too soon? I don't know. A lot of harm has been done by this pandemic, man. Yeah, and I don't want to be mocking anyone that's had to go through the strifes, but after a while you just got to start shrugging it off a little bit, haven't you? It's time to get out there now, see the community, go see your friends and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to when it's allowed, when we can, when it's safe to do so. I'm not going to besmirch it, I'm not going to break the rules in any way, shape or form. People's lives are at risk. But yeah, I just want to go and play games with friends. What we've been saying. Do you know, like, it's really hard to consider that Easy 8 started in the middle of a lockdown. It feels like it started before that and it's happened since, but yeah, that's how long it's been going. It's mental, it's crazy. It has changed the lives of so many people the world over. Yeah, just feathering that black colour. Excuse me. Just trying to tidy up because I went a little bit crazy on, especially on this side here where I've been painting. Gonna bring a light in, make it a bit better there. That a bit easier to see. It is a bit easier. I've positioned my light so it's all a bit. Oh, I'll stop that. It's a bit too bright now, isn't it? That's cool. There we go. All right, there we go. Just I was trying to neaten up the edge of my brush as well. I've got a couple of rogue bristles that I'm trying to use to best effect, but they're actually starting to get in the way a little bit now. Yeah, okay, I was trying to do something cool. That light was not working for me. Let's move you out of the way. Thank you. Darren says, I actually have a brush in my hands on a Friday. Shame I'm painting the living room with it. Do you know what? Have fun painting. It's a painting club. Take what you can, right? Enjoy it. I hope the living room decorations are going well. And of course, if we haven't done anything this lockdown, we have been at least decorating our houses. I know that my house has been redecorated about 4 times. Just so you know, people don't go mental not doing anything. But that's what I mean about bringing someone along. I'm really serious about the challenge as well. Do it. Bring someone. Extend our inviting embrace in this community out to someone who isn't a part of it already. The problem I'm finding in this little part that I'm painting here is it's in a bit of a weird position to get to with the paintbrush, and it's making applying the paint just a little bit uncomfortable. My hands are in this kind of really weird position. Darren says, loving it, mate. Nice bit of gloss. Beautiful. Get the airbrush on it. Cover it in half the time. Just breaking up the straight lines of where I hand painted this in, feathering it in. If I had a penny for every time I'd said feathering today. Don't like coarse and harsh lines. Break it up. There we go. So now what we've got in there, if you can see so well, on this side is a prime example of how I've just applied it. Looks really rubbishy, looks really thick, looks really blotchy, but that's okay. On the inside, break it up, streaking away, so going right in close, and then pulling away, just feathers it. So we kind of get this like streaky effect in there, and it's still ever so slightly wet, so it's blending, and it's just adding to that effect. And with the bottom of the spikes, you can just see that it's softer now on this side, and it just identifies it. I haven't done this one down here very well. This one here, these two, been done. And then on this side, you can just see big, thick lines. Not cool, doesn't look great. Getting a bit of a sore throat this evening. I'm certain it's not COVID. I don't know if that is actually a symptom, sore throats. Yeah, been running around screaming and shouting. Lots of high energy training with enthusiastic activity instructors That is what I do as a living. And yeah, I'm getting a little bit hoarse today. It's a really difficult part to paint. Soften up that line there. Feather in the direction I want it to go. Break it down. A couple of little bits where I'm starting to wear the paint away on some of the edges. I have varnished this kind of fix, but clearly I haven't done a very good job of it. It's still coming away. It's going to have, when it's done, it's going to have lots of layers of varnish just to protect the outer layers, the extremities, if you like, all the pointy bits. Stop the paint from coming off, and eventually when I feel brave enough to put a base back on him, I've got a base somewhere over here for it. I want to make sure that I'm not impeding my ability to paint him so well. Impeding him painting so well. You know what I'm trying to say. So I haven't put the base on him just yet. As well with the Trigon, Susan. Actually, it's not kind of getting in the way really at all. If anything, it's actually quite helpful. So yeah. When I have the base on him, it'll be easier to not start disturbing existing paintworks on him. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I've got the hiccups. Burping a little bit after my dinner. A nice chili, homemade chili, and it's just hiccuping. I did have to get in quick today and rush my food. I'm still hiccuping. Crazy. That's really nice. There we go. And again, I'm just gonna kind of across the top there. It's really slow going, is getting better at painting. One of those things, I'll just throw it, yeah, why not? One of those things I've really learned about just getting better at the painting process is it just takes time now. Like, if you want to get better, you got to be willing to spend a little bit more of your time into it. That's fine with me. I've been watching for a little bit of inspiration on my couple of days off while I was just painting in my living room. Had the house to myself for a couple of days. I just put on Netflix the 2012 version of Dread with Carl Urban. Oh my god, I love that film so much. Big fan of the 2000 AD comic books from when I was a kid. I read a couple of them, not all of them. I remember enjoying them all. Judge Dredd and Judge Anderson, and of course that film was just really good and gritty and visceral and realistic and dystopian. I really enjoyed it, and of course really good just for the atmosphere and inspiration that the film brings with it. Fabulous. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. If it's been a while since you've seen it, go and check it out. If you don't enjoy it, go check it out, because it's a really good film and you should enjoy it. An amazing soundtrack as well. Cool. Hope you guys can see I've got these big crabby claws that get in the way of what it is I'm painting. Try and lessen that a little bit for you. Feather, feather, feather. Soften up the edges. No one likes a hard edge. Especially when you're trying to get natural and biological kind of paint schemes in. Hard edges are hard, man. There we go. It's actually dragging a lot of that ink colour, blending it in with the grey, pulls it away. Really helps with the blending process. That's what I really like about this ink. It's really quite forgiving. If it was a paint, it would have just kind of mixed and dried. Excellent. So Stafford, a little while ago, I remember you said that you're not really into the whole painting thing. You really struggle with it. You like the making of it, how are you finding the painting and things lately? Because obviously you've been doing all your Panzers and your Shermans with your little Flames of War box set with your little tanks. Are you finding it a little bit more enjoyable? Are you getting a lot out of it? Is it like it's not the new hobby, but it's a new game for you? Has that kind of put a little bit of fire into it for you, enjoying it again? It'll be nice to know if you are. I know you did say you prefer your making over painting, but it'd be nice to kind of get a bit out of it. Oh, there we go. That's looking a little bit better. Had to go a little bit quiet there, get some concentration face on. So still got to neaten up a little bit of these borders here, the edges if you like, where the cracks are, the splits are in the carapace. But yeah, really happy with the way this whole thing's coming. Be nice to have a name for this guy as well, so perhaps you guys named my Trigon. You can name my Carnifex, the Carnifex who had a bad start to life and is now finding his home in my army. Really happy with him, coming on really well. Actually gonna probably consider getting the base on him soon, so I might do the feet on him, get the hooves if you like painted on him, and then get him on his base, and that'll mean that he'll always stand up a little bit easier and be a bit easier for me to hold, or at least tack him in place so I can start painting him a little bit easier, because obviously he sits really low to the floor because Carnifex is traditionally really quite hunched over. So if you imagine the base coming in, I've got this here, if you imagine the base kind of coming in flat here, it's going to be really quite low to it. Also, trying to paint the base will be a bit of a nightmare at this stage. So I might just put like a couple of little spots of super glue in there and tack him in place. Stafford says, I'm painting because of this club. Everyone, enjoying the building, forcing myself to paint. Well, I hope you don't feel that we're forcing you into painting. But cool. I'm glad that you are painting because of the show. So many people actually do message me and say like, yeah, I find it really inspiring. That's great. I'm really happy about that. It was like, as far as I was concerned, like the highest goal to attain was inspiration. I think it's the greatest gift. We've got some names for Caroline the Carnifex, Bonzo. I'll sit on those for a while. I was hoping for something more sinister and deep. I don't know, like, I haven't got any ideas at the moment. Nothing came to mind. I didn't want to insult anybody. That's what I was trying to avoid. Cool, yeah. Charlotte the Carnifex. So I've got a Susan the Trigon. I like the fact it doesn't rhyme. I like the fact it's a mundane sounding name for a Trigon. But maybe something different? I don't know. Hit me with some more suggestions. But yeah, I'm genuinely overjoyed that you guys find inspiration out of this, or motivation at least. Cool. It'd be nice to do a group project sometime soon as well. That'd be really sweet. Got some ideas for that, but work. You know what it's like. As Rihanna says. Not a Rihanna fan, by the way. Sorry. Cool. So I've done the thighs on here for now. That's just one colour on there. What I am going to do, because I've got these two grey colours, is eventually I'm going to work my way from the darker colour to the lighter colour on my zone throats. If you look over on Instagram and Facebook, you'll see the past photos of those bad boys. I think that the what's this one here? Candice, Crunchy, Barry, love it. Sherbet's a good name. I like those ones. They're good. I find that the contrast between these two greys can be a little too stark. So I'm considering, especially on my larger creatures kind of effects and Trigon, I'm going to do a 50-50 blend on these and see what that's like. So I'm adding that third layer of highlights in. So yeah, this is kind of my base color that you see now. 50-50 mix for some highlights and streaking and, you know, some nice kind of stylization on there, and then some edge highlights with this one. So yeah, stopping it from being so poppy. I want it to kind of be a bit more subtle. Jim Sir Henry, yeah, maybe something a little snappier for the high-paced game. Traditionally, Carnifexes die very early, so yeah, something where you can just go, oh, it's gone. Okay, cool. I have to say, I quite like Sherbet. It's quite a nice name. I like it. Something sweet. Okay, cool. So I might, you know, I'm gonna have a little go now, just because I'm happy with the way that the back is on this guy here, just to break up the pace of the show a little bit. I might do a little shot at doing the 50-50 blends now on a couple of these back plates. I'm not going to try and do anything to the black. The way that the black is blended now, that's really cool. I like that. But this is about working at the other ends now, so I'm going to try and bring a highlight in so that they get lighter the further out they go, they go darker the further in they go. Oh, surely that makes sense. Brenda, the cut effects, loving it. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a little go at making a blend now. Let's see what happens. I'll put Brenda the Sherbet Carnifex over there. Yeah, that might be it. Brenda the Sherbet Carnifex. So I've got me grey on here. It's a bit bright. Sorry, apologies. Let's see if I can tone that down a little bit. There we go. So I've got gonna use my Administratum grey. I don't know why I'm showing it to the light. It's all going wrong today. What's going on? Yeah, got a bit more paint in this one than I have the other one. Let's get a healthy dollop here. Put this dollop here. You can already see that's quite a lighter grey. They don't really look that different when you're looking at them through the pots, but they are really quite different. Right, bit of water. Can I? Yeah, it's just a bit too much, isn't it? There we go. I am first payday in. I'm actually looking at getting some new stuff for the studio, so I might get some additional lights that might help in here. Going to get a better quality microphone. That's one idea that I've had for a little while now. Yeah, if there's any aspect of the show that you find is a little bit lacking in terms of studio quality or whatever, let me know what you think, and I will strive to improve it. So yeah, let me know. Give it a dark grey, mix it in with a bit of light grey, and let's see. And obviously I can use now on the palette here, I've got light grey over here, dark grey over here. I can blend in the middle until I find somewhere where I'm pretty happy with. And it might be worthwhile having a look through other paints I've got just to find something, rather than having to blend it every single time. I might be able to find like a nice mid-tone. So I'm quite happy with the way, again, I don't know if you can really quite see all that well how different 1, 2, 3 colours really are. Where this one goes darker over here, it's just where it's kind of drying and separating from the water a little bit in the wet palette. If I was to just wipe it, it would mix, so don't get confused with that as a darker grey. So I've got the light grey here, mixed with the darker grey, getting a really nice mid-tone. What I'm going to have a quick look for now, just under the bench that I'm sat on, I do have all my Vallejo colours in the air range, and I've got some greys. Now I didn't use these greys because they are slightly different to what I've got in the Citadel range. They are ever so slightly different, and when you put them side by side on your model, they're really noticeable. Cat hair. The cat has been sleeping under this table. That is not a part of the show. That wasn't what I planned. Where are my greys? There's one. Okay, cool. I do have another. Let's have a little look at this one to start with. So, give it a shake. I'm also going to get a little vortex mixer as well, I think. You can get some really good paint mixers out there where you just kind of get your paint pot and you just pop it on, and it just adds so much vibration through it, mixes it up really, really quickly. You can get really expensive ones for this painting thing, worth about £90. Don't buy them. Don't get them, not at that price. That's my opinion, obviously. But you can buy them for a third of the price if you get them for like nail salons. They're the same thing. Go on Amazon, look for paint mixes or nail varnish mixes, anything like that, and then find something that is appropriate within your cost range. I do intend to get one. I do a lot of enamel mixing, like a lot of enamel paints, and these really do need churning up. They do settle and they do solidify quite heavily, and they take ages to mix, short of stirring them on the inside. Yeah, and then of course acrylics also settle. So yeah, that's another thing I'm going to get. I'm also going to bring my 3D printer back online because I set fire to that some time ago. Okay, so this is a very light grey. That is actually lighter than what I've already got, so that's probably not a good thing to want to put into my mix when I'm trying to go a little bit darker. So I'll put that one away. We've got any other... Oh, cold grey. There we go. Brilliant. That looks like a dark one. Give that bad boy a shake up. I really want to experiment playing with mixing paints, but go away, cat hair. I'm never good enough to always achieve the same blend, and if you, I struggle. I just struggle trying to get it right all the time, and if it's not quite right, I really punish myself for it. Pow. Okay, that is. Is that somewhere in the middle? I don't know. Get rid of that air bubble. Go. It's a little bit on the dark side. I don't think I'm going to get the effects that I want from my air ranges. This is a very, very close colour to the... Oh no, maybe it's not so bad. That's pretty close. If I paint a little line over there. Okay, cool. I might work with that rather than the bit that I've mixed over there. Okay, cool. Plan of attack. I'd rather use paints from the pots than mixing my own because I'm just not that good at it. Right, let's do this. Let's give that brush a little bit of a clean off. And I'm going to give this a go. Oh, knocking everything over. I feel that I'm using a wet palette here for airbrush paints is not a good idea because it's just watering them straight down. So I'll bring up my hard palette again. I said I was never going to use it, or very rarely ever going to use it. And here I am using it twice in one show. Oop, there we go. Because a wet palette introduces water back into your paints, if you're using them on airbrush paints, they're just thinner. It's going to make them really, really watery. If you're trying to do, trying to cover areas, saturate them with colour, it's going to be working against you. Right, let's give this a try. If it doesn't work out, it's going to be easy to repair, or just paint over it with my other base colours again. So I'm going to work from here to the edge. Let's see what happens. It's not too bad. So I'm just trying to see, if this was my other bright colour, this would be a bit too bright. So the contrast would just be too much. Maybe I'll start this direction here. I'll kind of streak inwards. That's probably, yeah, that's much better. I'm just taking my time. Try to get a nice thick covering, not thick, but decent covering towards the edge, feathering out a little bit towards the black there. Might have probably gone a bit too heavy with the paint here, but it's not a problem, not right now, because I can always go back to my mid-grey and blend it back in if I need to. And I'm going to go around this sort of chimney here, because it's a highlight, not too much. There we go, that's quite good. I just filled the black bit in the middle. No. Get a wet brush in there in a second. Just nice and gently. that is not bad. My lights are bleaching it out a little bit on my screen, but I know on your screens it comes out different. Let me move my lights away. Obviously, I'll put a photo up. I say obviously, you might not know. I will put photos up on Facebook at the end of this show, so you can see what I do. I'd love to see what you guys do as well, so don't forget that Facebook exists there, so you can put photos up of all the stuff that you've been painting tonight or that you have been painting throughout the week. Yeah, it's going really well. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm so happy. It's nice when it all just starts to work for you and you just get better and you just see yourself getting better. I'm nowhere near as good as some of the guys that are out there. I see what you do. There we are. That is a really, really nice effect. I'm really, really happy with that. Of course, the trick is now is to just get faster at it, just get better at it. I'm going to run a little bit of highlight across the, I suppose the crease, if that's a good word, right across the top there, sort of the mountain bit, the apex here. So just a little bit on the brush, not too heavy. I'm just going to use the edge of the brush just to bring a highlight edge on there. Don't want to be too stark with it, but it just kind of brings a little bit of focus into it. Look at that. That is really, really cool. I'm super chuffed with that. And then of course I've got another layer, which is my brightest of my greys, where I'm just then going to highlight the edges. And if you remember on my zone threads, I did do some like crisp lines, so I might just try and focus on around these sort of creases here, and where I've feathered in is bring the feathering further. Bit of grey on the brush. Bring it in a little bit closer towards the black there. There we are, like that. If you guys can see that so well. So just following a line basically. All the way down. There we are. And then the same on this side over here. Get a bit of grey on the old brush. There. I'll get better at it as I go. Let that dry for a second, and then I'm going to come in with a lighter grey, and then just going to practice on that one panel my general highlighting-ness, and then I'll compare it to my zone throws. My zone throws are really, really cool. I'm really, really happy with them. They just look, because I had an idea and I didn't quite know how to achieve it. They look very pop arty, and if you go and look at them again, you'll see exactly what I mean. And they look really cool, just not ultimately what I was after in the end. This is definitely closer to the idea that I had. It's just going to take a lifetime to achieve at this rate. So yeah, that's why I'm always working on the same two models. If I'm going to be doing horde models, I would just maybe I would cut out one of the layers. Maybe I would just go straight for that kind of pop art thing again, make it nice and quick. Hopefully, just as I practice and I get better at it, it will take me less time. Get a bit of water into this paint over here, because this one is a bit thicker. There we go. Got about a quarter of an hour before the end of the show, so if there's anything you want to discuss, bring up, or just ask, or whatever, now's a really good time to do it. So, yeah. Oh, Darren says, gotta go. Catch you next week. See you next week, Darren. Thanks for coming along. Really appreciate your company. Best of luck with all the decorating. See you soon. Say bye, everybody. It's manners. Cool. So with this colour right along the edge, and hopefully it is slightly brighter. It is brighter. So I'm literally just edging. Yeah, that's brilliant. All the way along. Not too heavy now, Dan. Cool. That's perfect. And now I'm just going to make sure that the edges of my bristles are all nice and neat, because the brush wants to wander a little bit. I'm going to highlight the edges of the splits again. Whew. It's exciting. Here we go. There we go. That is exactly how I did it in previous ones, but because of the new contrasting grey I've got in there, it's much subtler. That's how we say it in the trade. Subtler. It's not how we say it in the trade. So now again with that colour, just feathering in from the back there and blending all three greys in the same way. And I'm really just trying to focus around the edges. That's actually a really thick paint. I need to wash it out with my brush again. It's being quite difficult to work with that one. Don't be frightened to be washing your brush out all the time. And if I wanted to, I could even go to a white or a near white and highlight it, but I think that's just going to be unnecessary. It'll be too much. If I had like a Supreme Commander model, Flying Hive Tyrant from Forge World or something, good time to maybe add more layers of highlights in there, but unnecessary, especially at my level. Okay. Come on, fine point, please. Fine point. Being quite tricky with this brush today. I've not been so accurate with my highlighting. I might need to come back in 24 hours and just drop a little bit of that intensity ink into some of these recessed areas where I've not been so tidy at keeping it out, just to kind of add a bit more intensity into them, but otherwise it's going really, really well. Went a bit heavy there, didn't I? Yikes. It's alright. Gently does it. Need to work on a bit of shape with the end of my brush, because I think I've fluffed it a little bit. It's alright. Don't worry. I might, as I'm playing around with this now, I might end up still blending my own grey for that middle grey colour, because the light grey and that middle grey that I picked up are a bit too close to each other. Or I might end up mixing this grey a little bit lighter. Otherwise, they're looking really good. There we are. I will take a photo of that later on, just after the show, so that you can see it. Or just maybe during the show. I'll take a photo of it now. Why not? Live large. So that you can see it, not necessarily on the screen for the for the show. It's all going to be on the screen. You know what I mean? Yeah. That needs a bit of work, that brush nib tip there, and then definitely need to work on what shades I'm going to use, but otherwise the general effect is really, really good. Cool. Let me get my phone. Here we go. I will take a photo for you. So, episode 26. So exciting. If you want to put photos onto the Easy 8 Facebook page, please do. Just know that there is a community tab. Who's this handsome fella? It's me. There's a community tab right here. Click on that one and you can add in all the stuff you want to. So you can put up posts, questions, you could talk about stuff, you can put photos up, whatever you want to. It's there for you. Please do use it. I love seeing all the stuff that you guys put up there. I've been quite quiet on it recently, so I've been trying to put more on there over the last few days. You've probably seen some stuff that I've been doing. Here we go. Take a picture. Oh, you can't see it on the screen here. I'll bring it in so you can see it being taken. Inception. Can you? That is weird. Some focus on it. Pow! Ah. Oh no, I thought I ruined it. It's good, man. It's really good. I like it. Boop. And then you guys can see that yourselves. What did we say this guy's name was? Barry? Candice. Oh, I love all the names. Brenda, that's the one. Oh, I love it. Brenda, the Sherbert Carnifex. Tonight's efforts. That's got me tickled. That has. Let's see. Your work this evening. Cool. Brilliant. Where's Kyle? He'd sort all this out. He wouldn't be taking any of this. Boop. There you go. There's my photo up on Easy 8 Facebook Online Painting Club. Put your photos up there as well. There we go. I've posted. Fantastic. Said I posted. Go away. Thank you very much. Right. Let's come away from the workbench here. It's been a bit of a mental evening, isn't it? Cool. Yeah. So, it's been a really traumatic evening in terms of technical stuff and weird stuff going on. Or in all seriousness, I would really like to apologise to that for the guys that are watching right now and the guys that are going to struggle trying to watch it back on replay. I do try to keep it as professional as I possibly can in the way in which the show is made and presented to you. But obviously, being a live show, there's going to be hiccups, there's going to be ups and downs with it. It's just a little bit distracting when it cuts the video off and I have to go make another one. I'm going to try to edit and fuse them together. If not, then I will have the two videos there, because we did start. I started talking. I don't want it to be left out, so I will try to put them together. If I can't, then I'll make sure that they're close by and I'll put a little picture on there and you can see it. Leslie says, that looks stunning, dude. Anyway, I've got to shoot off now. Thanks again, dude. Take care, buddy. Thanks, Leslie. Your kind words always inspire me. Thanks very much. Take care. See you again next week. Stay around on Facebook and stuff and get some photos of all your Nurgle stuff up there. That would be great. So yeah, that's been it from me. Like I say, this little Adrian says big cat progress has been posted. Fantastic. I'll have a look at that in just a moment. Yeah, I would really appreciate it, and I would really value it if you guys can spread the word of Easy 8. It's time now to take it to that next level. So I do challenge you. I proper challenge you. Bring someone along. Get someone new involved. If you can't have them in your house because of the UK laws or restrictions or wherever you are in the world, then yeah, that's fair. Then just maybe kind of get them to come along virtually and get involved in the chit chat. It would be really nice to bring someone new into this, expand our community, really build on something. We've got a solid foundation now. Let's make something of it. Stafford says little tank has been posted. Yes, get them all up there. I'm really looking forward to being able to meet all of you guys. For the guys that are local, just be nice to get some games in, have a few beers. For those of you that are further afield, it'll be really nice to connect with you somewhere on down the line. I'm really looking to attending some conventions as soon as we possibly can. To have an Easy 8 meet would be really cool, but all of that will be so much more enjoyable if we have a larger community. I'm not saying that we all need to bring 10 people along, but yeah, let's see if we can find someone out there. Bring a friend, get them involved. That would be fantastic. Bring something we love to them. Anyway, it's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a 6 months. I have enjoyed every second of it, even all the hard work behind all the scenes and whatever. Yeah, I love it. Leslie says challenge accepted. Good man. Cool. Anyway, I hope that Kyle can attend as soon as possible. It's not looking hopeful for him for the next few weeks. I do send him messages regularly saying, are you able to do it? But as and when he is there, he is coming back. He is coming back. I'm going to be working on bringing Discord to Easy 8 so that we can have it maybe just after shows, maybe before shows, or once in a blue moon, however it's going to be. We'll work it all out when it gets there, but we are looking to improve and expand Easy 8 and the platforms that we use and the experience that we create. Until next week, next Friday, 7 PM till 9 PM GMT, my name's been Danny. This is Easy 8 Online Painting Club. You guys have been amazing, and I will see you guys next week. Take care for now. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Absolutely chaotic. It's just mental. Can I get me a new internet?